with Life Creates Art, and it is my birthday. Woohoo! 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 Yay! Birthday! Woo! Yay! Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you to everyone who is joining me for my celebration of my birthday. I've got family and friends here. I've got my friend, my love, Diana's here, and my son Matthew, my daughter-in-law Jill, my son Zachary, and my son Andrew is here celebrating with us. And of course, my husband is behind the camera. I love you. And so thank you, all of you, for joining me for my birthday party. The reason that my birthday is so important to me is because of what I've been through in my life, and I celebrate my birthday big because I take this time to just contemplate how lucky I am to be here and to wake up every single day. And so I'm grateful to you for being here with me. We're going to have giveaways. I've got 2 Michael's gift cards to give away, a couple of books to give away. My sunset painting, we have a winner, and we're going to announce the winner in just a little bit. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell a little bit of my story. Last year on my birthday, I told my story about surviving meningitis 3 times, and you can go on our feed and you can see that story from last year. I'm going to tell a different part of my story. It's all about surviving. It's all about coming from a deep, dark place and being brought out of that deep, dark place, which I want for all of you, absolutely want for all of you. So now, we're also going to paint. We're going to paint. We're going to head outside. We've got this big setup out there. We've filled water balloons filled with paint, and we're going to throw them at a canvas, and it's going to be pretty awesome. The canvas has push pins stuck in from the back, and I'll show you all that in a little bit. But first, I have some big news for you. Now, my book, Agu and the Monkey, was just released on Amazon. Whoops, Andrew, would you mind picking that up for me, baby? Thank you. Was just released on Amazon. Thank you, my sweetheart. And so this is our big book launch. Now, sadly, the copies that we have ordered, it's that new. The copies that we have ordered are going to arrive tomorrow. So I don't have a copy yet, but I do have a copy of the cover for you, Agu and the Monkey. And I want to introduce a little bit of the history of Agu and the Monkey because it's a children's book. You can read probably it to some 1.5-year-olds on up, but it has a story behind it because this is Agu. And Andrew, this is the monkey. And so, come on over. And so I want to show you a little picture here. This is a picture of Agu and the monkey when they were little, and you can see Andrew is holding a little Curious George too that I got him when he was about 6 months old. And Agu came at about the same time. Agu was a gift. The money was a gift, $25 from Grandma Connie. I call her Grandma Connie. She was actually my aunt, but she sent $25 to buy Andrew, little baby Andrew, something as a baby, and so I decided to get him his first teddy bear. Now Andrew was a goo goo gaga baby, and so he named Agu because he used to go Agu, Agu every time he would see his teddy bear. So that's where the name Agu came from. Now, as Andrew grew up, I would tell Andrew stories about the adventures of Agu. And Andrew, I was really worried as he was growing up because I called him a couple different names. I called him George for Curious George. I called him Monkey. And I also called him Sunshine. I was afraid he wasn't going to learn his own name. But he's called the Monkey. And that's where the stories have originated from: adventure, discovery, and what I want for you as adults too. The reason that I do this channel is because I want you to be more curious. I want you to go out and discover and see the world differently. And that's actually what Agoo and the monkey do. And that's the stories I used to tell Andrew, is to help he and Agoo on their adventures see things a little bit differently. So this is the first in a series, and we have lots of things happening. I've got bookmarks here, and I mean, it's just wonderful. So I'm going to be giving away, that's okay, thank you, baby. I'm going to be giving away an Agoo and the Monkey book to anyone who says it's a great day. So if you type in the chat, it's a great day, and you want an Agoo and the Monkey book, I've got a little thing that I ordered this from Amazon, and then I put an A on it because Agoo carries this with him. So if you want an Agoo and the Monkey book for your niece, nephew, grandchild, daughter, son, whatever, you type that in and we'll get that for you. Also, the release of our new video. Thank you, Andrew. The It's a Great Day video. It's going to be played or released, pardon me, at 4 o'clock right after we finish with this on YouTube. It's a Great Day song. It's already on Facebook, but I wrote the song, Andrew wrote the music for it, and we put together a music video for it, and it's a really fun and happy song. So I hope you enjoy it. And so thank you, Andrew. So our big Agoo and the Monkey giveaway is now, and our book launch. So go to, I have this for you. Excuse me, Agoo, I'm going to put you down. I have a couple of things here. Let me show you. No, that's for later. You go to Amazon. I have an author page. And so you amazon.com/author/Shelly Livingston, and you can see a little bit more about me, and you can read about my history and some fun things. And then you can click on the link to go directly to the book, or you can just go right to Agoo and the Monkey, and you can find it and you can order it. And please, if you do, leave a review of the book. It helps, and I would appreciate it very much. And we also, before we get started, we are also on, we have our website, lifecreatesart.net. Please visit that, enter your information if you want more information. And we are on Patreon. Patreon helps us a lot. Even if you can do $5 a month, $10 a month, that would be wonderful. And it gets you the inside track on our Patreon page, gets you, videos are released early. Hi Gwen, hi Zender. So Zender, I want to just mention Zender Canizales. He is the illustrator, and he is on there right now. And then hi Aunt Peggy, you're on there too. So I want to just thank Zender. He's worked so hard on that book, and so thank you, Zender. It's wonderful. So our Patreon page, please go to it, and you can see all of the levels that we have for our Patreon page. Very, very exciting stuff. So the Agoo book, it looks like one is going to Aunt Peggy. And thank you, Aunt Peggy, for your love and support. And we're so happy you have joined us on all of our live events. And we really appreciate you and love you very much. And, and so here we go. Let me move on to the gift card. I have a gift card, but what I need to know, it's a Michael's gift card. But I want the person who can tell me what poem says this: I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. Who's the first person that can tell me what poem that is? And you get this $25 gift card. And when you do that, I'm going to need your email. So you're going to have to go to our email and let us know. So who said I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. Where is that from? Does anybody know? Because it's words to live by, words we should all be living by. Does anybody know? Michael's gift card, $25 gift card? Wow, okay. Looks like I'm going to Michael's. Okay then, fun. I'm going to Michael's. Okay, now, why I celebrate. So, why I celebrate this, why I have this big deal, why I put on a hat, why I have my family and surround me and I make a big deal out of my birthday. And not because I want gifts. I don't necessarily need the gifts. It's about contemplating my life. It's about knowing where I came from and what I could have, where I could have been. I could have been not even here. I've almost died 4 times. And I'm so grateful for my life. And so when my birthday comes around, I take time. I get very contemplative because I really take time to think about where I was and how far I've come. Now I'm grateful every day because I do my grateful journal. I wake up every day and I thank God that I'm alive. But on this particular time, I don't care. I am. I'm 53 years old today. I don't care about my age. I don't care. All I think about is I have so much to accomplish and so little time to do it. So I have to live my life to the fullest every single day. And so that I can accomplish everything that I want to, so that every life that I can touch, I can reach down to their hearts if they'll let me, and even reaching out to you and telling my story and where I came from, so that I can tell you that you can do it too. And that's why I celebrate. So I'm going to take it down a notch now, but it's actually not down a notch because I don't tell my story to get everybody all depressed, because I'm going to talk about depression right now. But I don't tell my story to say, oh, ooh, it's a sad, sad story. I tell my story because it's a thing of victory. Because it's depression for me this time wasn't a life and death thing. Because I didn't have thoughts of suicide for this one. But it was one of the worst depressions I had ever faced in my life. And the reason I wanted to talk about this one this time was because I was kind of inspired, because I've had times where many stories I can tell you. But the reason I wanted to talk about this one was because my friend, she came on to her, I believe it's her son's website. Okay, Aunt Peggy, you get the Michael's gift card. There you go. But she came onto her son's website and she told her story of depression. And Jennifer Turner. Now, if you want to hear her story, it comes from the side of a more the Christian faith. And she is my dear, dear friend. It's on Message Monday. You can look it up on YouTube. Jennifer Turner, Message Monday. And she told her story of depression, and I was so moved by it because I know that there are so many people, especially right now, that are facing this battle with depression, and it's not the first time I've faced it. And it's kind of that silent, it's not a killer, but it's a killer of life. And it's a killer of of your destiny. And we can live a very fake life. We can go out to work and we can pretend that we're okay. But then we have this part of us. I mean, look at Robin Williams. He was this comedian who when he was at work, he lived this beautiful life at work in front of us in movies. But then behind the scenes, he didn't know how to deal with it. No, I'm not a famous actor, but I can kind of relate with that because I was going through the worst depression of my life just after we started our YouTube channel. So let me tell you this story here. July 2018, I had to have a hysterectomy. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of why I had to have the hysterectomy. I had to have it. So almost 2 years ago, I had to have the hysterectomy. And I was premenopausal at that point, having those hot flashes. I wasn't in full menopause yet, but I knew after the hysterectomy that it was going to, at some point, throw me into full menopause. And the thing I had to deal with immediately, though, was the fact that I couldn't have children anymore. I was 51 years old, and I was still mourning the fact that I could not have children anymore. Even though I knew that I wasn't really strong enough, I didn't really want children anymore, I had grandchildren. But just the mental thought that I couldn't have, that I didn't have the ability to anymore, was something I was mourning, because I have 5 children, and I loved. That's the, I'm starting to cry, that is the greatest accomplishment, that is the greatest part of my life, is my children. And so the thought that I couldn't have any more was something I had to go through. So I had to mourn that. And I did. I mourned that. And of course, my husband was by my side, and he helped me through that. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. So then I started work at See's Candy, which was a very happy time for me, because I really loved working at the candy store. My Nani and Papa had a candy store for 17 years in Los Gatos, and so I was really happy to be working at See's Candy. And things were looking up and looking really good, and I loved going to work. In March of 2019, I was painting. Jason was on his computer, probably gaming, and he leaned over to me and he said, "Hey, honey, what do you think about starting a YouTube channel? Have you ever thought about it?" And I said, "No, no, never do that." And so he said, "Oh, okay." And he went back to doing his thing, and I went back to doing mine, and all of a sudden I started thinking about it. And started thinking about it some more. And so we started talking about it, and then we started planning. And we took 2 months to plan, and in May of 2019, we started our YouTube channel, Life Creates Art, because I wanted to inspire people to live their life with curiosity and with creativity, and see things in life differently. So that's why we started it. And in July, so just a couple months after, May, June, July, I started feeling a little bit off. Things started kind of getting wonky, where I would have days that were just not right at all. And then they started getting more frequent. Now keep in mind, I was working at See's Candy still, and I was doing a YouTube channel. And so I was studying, and I was building myself up, because I'm a firm believer that you cannot build people up unless you yourself have something to pour from. Your vessel, if it's low, you have nothing to give. So I was constantly building myself up, but I was still having these days, realizing that it was probably hormonal. Now, because of something that happened about 7 years ago, I was on birth control to control my cycles, and I got pulmonary embolisms and blood clots in my legs because of the birth control. So I could not take any hormone. I couldn't take any hormone replacements. I still can't because of the risk of blood clots. So I was kind of at a disadvantage there. So I came into this with, all of a sudden, these days started getting more frequent where I was not right, and I didn't know why. And then I became kind of agoraphobic. I didn't want to go out of the house. I went to work, but even going to Michael's was a torture for me. Even going to the grocery store, which I love shopping, was something that was almost scary to me. And oftentimes I would wait for Jason to get home just to leave the house. This was very odd for me. I'm an incredibly social person, and I have no problem with going outside of the house, but I became very agoraphobic. There were times when I wouldn't, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't shower for days. I just stopped caring about myself. Not even lifting my head off the pillow. I mean, I was just gone. I didn't recognize myself in the videos. There were many videos that I would sit there and I would be able to, and this is where I said I recognize what Robin Williams went through, because I knew what I wanted to say and I still wanted to give. So I would film those videos, just a handful of them, and I filmed them, and I could bring on that joy and that happiness. And as soon as the camera went off, I was dark. And then we would review the videos after Jason would edit them. And I would look at this person and I didn't recognize her because I was in such a dark place. So it was a really hard place for me to be in, because I knew that I was emotionally, so it wasn't situational. I mean, I had stuff go on, and there was some things going on with my daughter, and there were some stresses and things like that. There's family things that were going on, but not something that would throw me into that deep depression. So I knew that this depression was a hormonal depression. And yet, the only way that I knew that I could get out of that drowning place that I was in was I got help, because this was affecting my husband, this was affecting my family. My husband felt helpless. He didn't know how to help me. I didn't know how to help myself, except I knew how to help myself. I knew what to do, but I couldn't take those steps to do it because of that heaviness. And I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I understand it. And the thing that is important here is to just keep making those steps. To just keep getting up, keep getting dressed, keep putting your makeup on, keep making those little steps. Now, I'm going to talk at the end a little bit about things that you can do. But I went on antidepressants, and I went to therapy. I didn't go for very long, because really I had the tools. I knew exactly what I needed to do. But I went to therapy to kind of deal with the situations like this agoraphobia that I had. It was all new to me. How do I deal with this? And eventually it started going away. And so by the first of the year, by 2020, by January, I was ready to go, and I was feeling good and really back on my feet again. And change happened quite rapidly, actually. But it was a daily decision. It was a daily decision for me to get up and make these choices that I had to do. I had to do things like, and this is what I recommend to you, if you're facing this right now, if you've ever faced this before, set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries so that you have the time to yourself to make sure that you know where you are. You know where your footing is on the earth, and that you can kind of assess your emotions. And also state what you need. Tell your family and communicate with them what you need, because they will help you communicate. They're not going to be able to read your mind. You can't expect them to read your mind. Even if it hurts their feelings, you've got to tell them what you need. If you need time, you got to take the time. Because like I said, you cannot fill other people's vessels if yours is empty. So you've got to take the time. And like I said before, stop and recognize what your emotions are. In the morning, you're laying in bed. Stop before you get up and just say, okay, I've got this to do today. It might be a little stressful. How am I going to deal with it? How am I going to deal with this situation? Okay, this, all right. Peace. I mean, this is going to happen, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to do great. Say your affirmations. Build yourself up in a positive way, even before your feet hit the ground in the morning. It's so important. Keep a grateful journal. You know that keeping a grateful journal, and my book talks about it. My book, Making Your Life a Masterpiece. I'm going to give another one of these away. It talks about how important it is to be grateful in life. Because when you're grateful, it actually raises the dopamine levels in your brain. It causes a chemical change in your brain to make you more calm, brings you more peace. Sorry about the motorcycle there. And so it brings you more in balance when you're more grateful. Wake up at a reasonable time. If you're not sleeping, then you're not taking care of your body. What the best thing that I have done as of late for myself is to set my alarm and wake up at 8, 9 o'clock. If I let myself just sleep until 11, I'm toast. And because then I'm up until 1 a.m. and I'm a mess the next day. Set an alarm, wake yourself up 8, maybe 9 o'clock if you need to, or if you work, of course you're already up. But set a reasonable time, and that way your body can be in a schedule. And exercise and eat right. And of course we all know that to be true already. So there's some tools that you can do to just get through things. If you've ever faced depression or will in the future, we all have these ups and downs. But if it gets serious, you need to talk to somebody. And you can get through it. You can. I have come out on the other side even stronger than I went into it. And with more purpose. When I finished up with that bout of depression, I had my fortitude event. Because now I was just like, forget about it. I am reaching the world now. This is not just YouTube. It's going to be conventions, and it's going to be all kinds of things. My vision got bigger because I pressed in. I doubled down. And so I want you to for sure go over to listen to Jennifer's story as well. She has a beautiful story. Like I said, it's more of the Christian. If you're more of the Christian faith, it's a beautiful story. Message Monday on YouTube. And so this is what I have come out of, and I'm so happy and privileged. Thank you so much I'm happy and privileged that you have sat here and listened to my story, and thank you. Because for me, this is a treasure. This is like a little piece of my life that's a treasure because I've come out of it. And I know that you can too, because it was such a dark place. And if I can do it, I know you can do it too. I'm emotional, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. So let's go ahead and do another giveaway. I have another Michael's gift card to give away. This time, who can finish this quote? A rising tide, the first person who does it gets this card. A rising tide, what? A rising tide, what's the finish of that quote? First person who answers that gets the $25 Michael's gift card. And then, let's see, my masterpiece book giveaway, just so you are aware. And Peggy, great job, Aunt Peggy. You're going to Michael's. Woohoo! So, congratulations, Aunt Peggy. All right, Make Your Life a Masterpiece. I have a first edition of Make Your Life a Masterpiece. I am currently tweaking it over the next week and week and a half, and then we're putting it on Amazon. That will be second edition. So if you want the first edition of Masterpiece or the second edition, the first person that says Masterpiece 1 or Masterpiece 2 will get a free copy of my Make Your Life a Masterpiece book. It is a workbook and it helps you work through things. Some of the titles are, let me see, Facing Yourself, because it's important to do that. Product of the Past. Perspective, Get Some. Your Magnet Mind. Speak Up, Affirmations, and One Last Story. So I tell a lot about myself in this book and share a lot of my stories and help you get through things. And so, where are we at next, guys? The sunset painting. All right, Max, roll it if you're on here. Are you on here, Max? You are the winner of the sunset painting that we did live at the beginning of May for our anniversary. So Max, you are the winner of the sunset painting, and I kind of tweaked the painting a little bit and did more with it, but congratulations and thank you to everyone who entered, and that was awesome. Thank you very much. Now, let's get painting, shall we? We're gonna head outside, so we are going to take the camera, so cue the balloons, Jason, and we're gonna take the camera, we're gonna actually walk outside and have some fun with some paint, and I'm gonna get some help from my family. So bear with us, we're gonna be making our way outside. Come on, everybody. Woohoo! You can see some chalk art here that my friend Diana did. Okay. Okay, guys. Here we are. This is going to be so much fun. Is I have a bucket full of balloons, and they're filled with lots of different colors. I'll set these here. And then I have taken this canvas, and you can see the pins that are coming out of the canvas here. And honey, if you can go just to the back, are you able to do that? So these are push pins that have been, we just added some tape. We put the push pins through and added some tape so they won't come out. And we are going to be throwing the balloons at the canvas and having some fun. All right. I'm gonna go first. And then you guys can go next. Are you ready? Okay. You gotta, ready? Everybody ready? Here we go. Woo! That's awesome. Okay, who wants to go next? Okay, Matthew's going next. Here we go. Okay, show Matthew. There we go, Matthew's going next. Oh, okay, go get it.
I have a bad arm.
That's all right, that's all right. Oh,
Okay.
to another balloon. Yeah, nice. Okay, who's next? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, Andrew. Okay. Go ahead, Andrew.
Nothing about it. Remember thinking about the other cards.
Okay, here we go. Woo-hoo! Okay, anybody else? No, it doesn't matter. Whatever color you want. Okay, Jill's going next. Nice! Diana, look! We combined those colors. Okay, come on, come through it.
We're not on anymore.
What?
Everybody says they can't see us.
They can't see us?
I must have lost Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay, we'll just keep recording. Okay, go ahead. Oh, that's okay. Another one. All right. Okay. Anybody else?
I'll do it.
Okay, Zach.
I gotta stand all the way back here.
Okay. Got it. Woohoo! Okay. Oh. Oh.
Here, let me check. Let me do it. I can do
I know. Go for it. Okay. Nice.
What?
Can you see it
Okay, anybody else?
Well, they can hear us.
Somebody
No.
else. Okay, nice.
Hold it.
Okay.
I can give you a hot
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
sorry. Okay.